But I've seen some pictures of people where it's super.
Ah,
There we go.
wow, it finally came on.
Finally.
And howdy, everybody. Happy Sabbath. Howdy, Matt. Howdy, Landon. Hey, we don't push globe Earth around here. Knock it off. All right. How did everybody go?
Not pushing anything.
See, I'm just making small chat because we've been sitting here talking for 17 minutes while 20 minutes. More than that. Waiting for StreamYard servers to pick up.
Yeah.
I think someone owes a refund. All right. Anyways. Grab your Bibles. We're going into Numbers 13 and 14. And but before we do that, let's go ahead and pray in. Heavenly Father, thank you very much for bringing us together so that we can study your word, your written word that you've left here for us to be a guide and a reference for us. We thank you very much for that. We ask for you to pour out your spirit on everybody that's here now or in the future and let them get the message that they need to have. Your son, Jesus Yeshua, asked multiple times, have you not read? And also said, it is written. And we know you want us to have it. So bless you. We would ask your healing on many people that are suffering some type of strange illness, and also send your comforter to those that have experienced traumatic life loss in their realm recently. Thank you, Abba. Bless you. In Jesus Yeshua's name, amen. Okay. Let's get rolling here, shall we? Oh, I got to fix my my thingy so it doesn't echo, so you guys can hear it. Where are we going? There we go. What go into my thingy? Here we go. Hang on, everybody.
Numbers 13. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Send thou men, that they may search the land of Canaan, which I give unto the children of Israel. Of every tribe of their fathers shall ye send a man, every one a ruler among them. And Moses, by the commandment of the Lord, sent them from the wilderness of Paran. All those men were heads of the children of Israel. And these were their names: of the tribe of Reuben, Shammua, the son of Zakur; of the tribe of Simeon, Shaphat, the son of Ori; of the tribe of Judah, Caleb, the son of Jephunneh; of the tribe of Issachar, Igal, the son of Joseph; of the tribe of Ephraim, Hoshea, the son of Nun; of the tribe of Benjamin, Paltai, the son of Raphu; of the tribe of Zebulun, Gadiel, the son of Sodai; of the tribe of Joseph, namely of the tribe of Manasseh, Gadai, the son of Susai; of the tribe of Dan, Amiel, the son of Gemalai; of the tribe of Asher, Sethar, the son of Michael; of the tribe of Naphtali, Nabai, the son of Vosai; of the tribe of Gad, Geuel, the son of Machi. These are the names of the men which Moses sent to spy out the land. And Moses called Hoshea, the son of Nun, Jehoshua. And Moses sent them to spy out the land of Canaan, and said unto them, Get you up this way southward, and go up into the mountain, and see the land what it is, and the people that dwelleth therein, whether they be strong or weak, few or many, and what the land is that they dwell in, whether it be good or bad, and what cities they be that they dwell in, whether in tents or in strongholds, and what the land is, whether it be fat or lean, whether there be wood therein or not. And be ye of good courage, and bring of the fruit of the land. Now the time was the time of the first ripe grapes. So they went up and searched the land from the wilderness of Zin unto Rehob, as men come to Hamath. And they ascended by the south, and came unto Hebron, where Ahiman, Sheshai, and Talmai, the children of Anak, were. Now Hebron was built 7 years before Zoan in Egypt. And they came unto the brook of Eshcol, and cut down from thence a branch, with one cluster of grapes, and they bare it between two upon a staff. And they brought of the pomegranates and of the figs. The place was called the Eshcol, because of the cluster of grapes which the children of Israel cut down from thence. And they returned from searching of the land after 40 days. And they went and came to Moses and to Aaron and to all the congregation of the children of Israel unto the wilderness of Paran to Kadesh, and brought back word unto them and unto all the congregation, and showed them the fruit of the land. And they told him and said, We came unto the land whither thou sentest us, and surely it floweth with milk and honey, and this is the fruit of it. Nevertheless the people be strong that dwell in the land, and the cities are walled and very great. And moreover, we saw the children of Anak there. The Amalekites dwell in the land of the south, and the Hittites, and the Jebusites, and the Amorites dwell in the mountains, and the Canaanites dwell by the sea, and by the coast of Jordan. And Caleb stilled the people before Moses, and said, Let us go up at once, and possess it, for we are well able to overcome it. But the men that went up with him said, We be not able to go up against the people, for they are stronger than we. And they brought up an evil report of the land, which they had searched unto the children of Israel, saying, The land, through which we have gone to search it, is a land that eateth up the inhabitants thereof. And all the people that we saw in it are men of a great stature. And there we saw the giants, the sons of Anak, which come of the giants. And we were in our own sight as grasshoppers, and so we were in their sight. Numbers 14. And all the congregation lifted up their voice and cried, and the people wept that night. And all the children of Israel murmured against Moses and against Aaron. And the whole congregation said unto them, Would God that we had died in the land of Egypt, or would God we had died in this wilderness? And wherefore hath the Lord brought us unto this land, to fall by the sword, that our wives and our children should be a prey? Were it not better for us to return into Egypt? And they said one to another, Let us make a captain, and let us return into Egypt. Then Moses and Aaron fell on their faces before all the assembly of the congregation of the children of Israel. And Joshua, the son of Nun, and Caleb, the son of Jephunneh, which were of them that searched the land, rent their clothes. And they spake unto all the company of the children of Israel, saying, The land, which we passed through to search it, is an exceeding good land. If the Lord delight in us, then he will bring us into this land and give it us, a land which floweth with milk and honey. Only rebel not ye against the Lord, neither fear ye the people of the land, for they are bread for us. Their defense is departed from them, and the Lord is with us. Fear them not. But all the congregation bade stone them with stones. And the glory of the Lord appeared in the tabernacle of the congregation before all the children of Israel. And the Lord said unto Moses, How long will this people provoke me? And how long will it be ere they believe me, for all the signs which I have shown among them? I will smite them with the pestilence, and disinherit them, and will make of thee a greater nation, and mightier than they. And Moses said unto the Lord, Then the Egyptians shall hear it, for thou broughtest up this people in thy might from among them, and they will tell it to the inhabitants of this land. For they have heard that thou, Lord, art among this people, that thou, Lord, art seen face to face, and that thy cloud standeth over them, and that thou goest before them by daytime in a pillar of a cloud, and in a pillar of fire by night. Now if thou shalt kill all this people as one man, then the nations which have heard the fame of thee will speak, saying, Because the Lord was not able to bring this people into the land which he sware unto them, therefore he hath slain them in the wilderness. And now I beseech thee, let the power of my Lord be great, according as thou hast spoken, saying, The Lord is long-suffering, and of great mercy, forgiving iniquity and transgression, and by no means clearing the guilty, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children unto the third and fourth generation. Pardon, I beseech thee, the iniquity of this people according unto the greatness of thy mercy, and as thou hast forgiven this people from Egypt even until now. And the Lord said, I have pardoned according to thy word. But as truly as I live, all the earth shall be filled with the glory of the Lord, because all those men which have seen my glory and my miracles, which I did in Egypt and in the wilderness, and have tempted me now these 10 times, and have not hearkened to my voice, surely they shall not see the land which I swear unto their fathers, neither shall any of them that provoked me see it. But my servant Caleb, because he had another spirit with him, and hath followed me fully, him will I bring into the land whereinto he went, and his seed shall possess it. Now the Amalekites and the Canaanites dwelt in the valley. Tomorrow turn you and get you into the wilderness by the way of the Red Sea. And the Lord spake unto Moses and unto Aaron, saying, How long shall I bear with this evil congregation, which murmur against me? I have heard the murmurings of the children of Israel, which they murmur against me. Say unto them, As truly as I live, saith the Lord, as ye have spoken in mine ears, so will I do to you. Your carcasses shall fall in this wilderness, and all that were numbered of you according to your whole number, from 20 years old and upward, which have murmured against me. Doubtless ye shall not come into the land, concerning which I swear to make you dwell therein, save Caleb the son of Jephunneh, and Joshua the son of Nun. But your little ones, which he said should be a prey, them will I bring in, and they shall know the land which ye have despised. But as for you, your carcasses, they shall fall in this wilderness, and your children shall wander in the wilderness 40 years, and bear your whoredoms until your carcasses be wasted in the wilderness. After the number of the days in which ye searched the land, even 40 days, each day for a year, shall ye bear your iniquities, even 40 years, and ye shall know my breach of promise. I, the Lord, have said, I will surely do it unto all this evil congregation that are gathered together against me. In this wilderness they shall be consumed, and there they shall die. And the men which Moses sent to search the land, who returned, and made all the congregation to murmur against him by bringing up a slander upon the land, even those men that did bring up the evil report upon the land, died by the plague before the Lord. But Joshua, the son of Nun, and Caleb, the son of Jephunneh, which were of the men that went to search the land, lived still. And Moses told these sayings unto all the children of Israel, and the people mourned greatly. And they rose up early in the morning, and gat them up into the top of the mountain, saying, Lo, we be here, and will go up unto the place which the Lord hath promised, for we have sinned. And Moses said, Wherefore now do ye transgress the commandment of the Lord? But it shall not prosper. Go not up, for the Lord is not among you, that ye be not smitten before your enemies. For the Amalekites and the Canaanites are there before you, and ye shall fall by the sword, because ye are turned away from the Lord. Therefore the Lord will not be with you. But they presumed to go up unto the hilltop. Nevertheless, the ark of the covenant of the Lord and Moses departed not out of the camp. Then the Amalekites came down, and the Canaanites which dwelt in that hill, and smote them, and discomfited them, even unto Hormah.
Well, that's quite a bit there. Here, let me fix my echo stuff. There we go. Look at that guy. You're a dog face, Matt. And you guys are muted. All right. So let's go back to 13.
Yeah.
That I found this kind of interesting. Okay, there it is. Yeah, I wonder why he's naming the representatives from the various tribes. Let's see here. So Caleb is from the tribe of Judah. And then I'm guessing that Joshua is Levi.
No, Joshua is
Where is it?
Hoshea, son of Nun.
Right, but what tribe is that?
That is oh wait, Ephraim. Yeah, it stood out to me. Because I'm in
Oh, okay.
I'm in the book. Is that Hosea that I'm reading right now? That's so interesting. The name is so close to it. Because in the book of Hosea, he's like goes off on Ephraim about how they're departing from God.
Yeah, interesting. But I found the wording of this interesting because it mentions Ephraim up here, which was one of the sons of Joseph. Right? Joseph, the head of Egypt. But then in 11, it says, of the tribe of Joseph, namely of the tribe of Manasseh, Gadai, the son of Susai. And I was thinking, wait a minute, where's Ephraim? Even though we just read that. So that, I don't know, it's an interesting that they made that such a long, I don't know what you would call that. Distinction. There you go. So basically, whoa. Yeah. So basically, that you got 10 people that come back and say, oh, they're going to kill us there because they're giants. And then you got Joshua and Caleb. They're like, come on, let's go, man. We can totally take this place if the Lord is for us. And he is.
Yeah. Well, the whole power, life, and death being in the tongue.
I'll be right back. Keep going, though. Power of life and death.
I don't know what else to say. That's kind of repeated in the. I was thinking that in chapter 14, but yeah. Well, I tell you what, I will expound on that because I've noticed in some of the Christian Facebook groups that I'm in, there's a lot of people that are just like, oh, it doesn't matter if they're talking about AI or something that's disturbingly satanic but accepted in society. They just seem to be like lost hope, like they're just waiting for the slaughter or something. And like for instance, Hurricane Ida, there was I was working and then I got off and I'm seeing all these downed trees. We don't cut down magnolia in the South, but it is a beautiful wood. And when I got back to work, there was a lady that I talked to, and she's like, the Lord's really judging us right now. And I was like, are you kidding me? Do you know how much free cypress is out there? This is great. So, it just looking at a situation the wrong way can turn it, into something negative where I thought it was great. Not destruction, but there's like down trees, you know what I mean? I saw the plus in it. So
Yeah, outlook has a lot to do on,
Yeah. So let me ask you this. Because he tells them, let's see, let me look at it just to make sure I get it correct. That. Well, it's actually the next chapter, so I'll wait till we get to that. But they're not happy about it. Yah's not happy about it.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty interesting. Okay, let's go to 14 then. So next chapter. So they're murmuring, and it's not making God happy. That he is fed up with it. And I noticed something totally different in this, but he's talking about them being in the wilderness, and they're murmuring against him. And he's like, your carcasses are going to fall here in the wilderness because you don't trust me. And it reminded me of, is it Revelation 12? Oops. Where the remnant is taken into the wilderness. Yep. Yeah, 12:6. And the woman fled into the wilderness where she has a place prepared of God that they should feed her there 1,203 days. So are we going to see the same thing for those that are seeking protection from the beast and the mark of the beast? If they're like, oh, God's not going to protect us, we should have just died in the system. Are they going to have the same thing happen? Have their carcasses fall before they get to enter into that promised land? I don't know. It's just kind of struck me right there.
Mm-hmm. Not if you bring it up.
It's interesting that he's had them send spies because, I mean, he really didn't need to do that if you think about it. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
it's like, why would he have them? It's almost like he was trying to let them weed themselves out.
Almost, huh? It's yeah, that's a good point. But how many promises do we have from God that he's going to do certain things, but we need to see the proof? Well, I want to see proof of that myself.
Mm-hmm.
Was he allowing them to go forward and get that proof for their own eyes? But then all they did was just confirm the fact that even if it's right in front of them, they're not going to trust him.
Yeah.
It's not funny, but I mean, you know, I'm sure you've all seen something where you're like, hey, look at this big, huge blessing right there. And people are like, oh, no, that's a trap. No good is going to come of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of times, or you know, the deal that's too good to believe, and you take it, and other people are like, "No, I never would have done that." I don't know.
Well, some of those hyper successful people that I listen to on their podcasts and stuff, when they're talking about, a lot of them talk about how people holding you back or judging you for wanting to better yourself. That is kind of a common occurrence because it kind of points out their lack of ambition, I guess. And so it's like a subconscious reaction, you know?
Oh.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Yeah, that makes sense.
It's like stay in the safe space, you know, that sort of thing.
April's asking, what is considered wilderness in the Bible? Well, in Revelation, it's Greek word 2048, eremos. They're not sure where it came from, but it means lonesome, or by implication, a waste. So if you look at that lonesome, that's, I think we've all experienced that in our walk. Where, whoa, what happened there? Okay. I think we've all experienced that where we're trying to share all the things we're learning with people around us. And they're like, I don't need to listen to that tripe. Pass the bacon. Pass the ham steak. That and that. Let's see. Here we go. In Numbers, the word wilderness is Hebrew 4057. Interesting. It's midbar, meaning driving or a pasture. By implication, a desert or also a speech. Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Okay. So notice this too. They start their murmuring. That, did you bring us out here so our family could die, so our wives and children could be prey? And Moses and Aaron fall on their faces. And then Joshua and Caleb rent their clothes. And they're like, this is an exceeding good land. Right? I think we've heard that before, where people put up, and because it's not the land that they're used to, they curse it. They're like, there's nothing out here. You can't grow anything here. It's real easy to find that these days because people are used to industrial farming that isn't godly. You know, they expect, miles and miles and miles of rows of crops. And they could be standing in the middle of a bounty and not even see it.
Yeah.
Are you kidding? Look at all them gator steaks around us.
Well, there's a scene in the movie The Kingdom of Heaven where Orlando Bloom's character, he gets this title, and then he goes to the land that he's supposed to own or whatever around Jerusalem, and it's barren. There's nothing there. It's just dry desert, and so he starts telling the people to dig, and there's like this montage of them digging and digging for days, and they dig like 20 feet down, and they hit water. And so the idea that I'm saying behind this is you're made in the image of your creator, so be creative, like. Because after that, they built like the wheel thing, and it distributed water over the land, and then he irrigated it basically.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Kingdom of Heaven, is that the one where he's fighting the Muslim dude? It's like a crusade, right? Crusade movie?
Yes.
Okay.
It's Templar.
Okay. Watch. They're going to yank this video down because we said something about Muslims. Yeah. All right. He's and the warning he gives, don't rebel against the Lord. Fear you, neither fear you the people of the land, for they are bread, B-R-E-A-D, edible, bread for us. Their defense is departed from them. But they listen to the naysayers. Yep. And so Moses intervenes because God's like, you know what? I'm just going to kill these people, and I'm going to make you and your descendants my servants.
Yeah, I noticed he's starting to lose his patience.
Right?
I did this thing where I flooded the earth. You just want me to, we can start over again,
Yep. Yeah. So, interesting solution that he comes up with. And I never noticed this. Before, right? He says, everybody that murmured against me and they gave this bad report, all the people from 20 years old and up, is your carcass is going to fall in the wilderness. You're going to die. Right? We've all seen that. But then, I never noticed this before. He hits them with a plague right after he says that. So I always kind of had it in my head that Joshua and Caleb waited around this whole time until all the murmurers died. But no, all the people that were murmuring got smacked with this plague. He's like, okay, you're going to die in the wilderness because you keep saying it over and over and over. This is your wish. And there's a lesson in that.
Mm-hmm.
If you keep saying the negative thing and all the negative bullcrap over and over, when you speak curses over yourself, well, I can't do that. I'm not good enough, or these things, I always screw up. At some point, God's going to say, okay, fine, let your carcass fall. It's a huge thing that everybody needs to repent from on a personal level, because we're brought up that way, kind of, it seems like.
Yep. Well, I heard somebody say one time, they were talking about friends and networking, and the dude said, I only want to hear about your problems once. And if you bring it up again, I'm like, okay, so what do you want to do about it?
Yeah.
You want to go to therapy? I mean, like, it's a healthy outlook,
How long are you going to keep bringing that up?
Right.
Yeah. It reminds me. I didn't watch it much, but I did watch the premiere of that Star Trek Deep Space Nine. In the first episode, that the commander, is like always focusing on when his wife died. And when they meet these aliens, the aliens are asking him, why do you live here? And they keep showing him this memory that he keeps going over about his wife dying. He's like, I don't live here. They're like, well, yeah, it's all your choice to keep living this over and over. Why is this where you choose to live? And it's kind of the same thought that, howdy, Tony. Oops. I don't need the at when I'm speaking, though. That it's kind of the same thing. All these horrible things happen to us. Okay, well, is it happening right now? I've said that to people too, and they get furious with you. You're just belittling the trauma. But I did that for a long time, man. Victim. I think all of us have to a certain extent. But get past it, man. It's like this dude that reads with us, Landon. I think about when we're talking about how you feed the sparrows, feed the little birds.
Yeah.
And then the one day you didn't feed them, they were like picking through the trash and getting stuff or something like that. Yeah. It's like God still provided for them, and I was removed completely from the picture.
Yeah. Now they surround my car. They know my vehicle. I finally got them trained. But well, the other analogy too is like, because I'm always using like last week's bread. I don't know why people say don't feed them bread. It's fine. They love it. They don't die. But I've rolled it up in these tiny little things, and I'm throwing it out there. And by the time I'm done breaking up 2 pieces of bread, and I'm walking into work, they've already traveled back to the nest. And I'm like, oh, the analogy about the bread of life, and you know what I mean, speaking into someone and them carrying that on. Yeah, you're really made in His image. Just saying.
Yep. So Isn't that also interesting too? When they went and spied out the land, it took them 40 days. It took them 40 days to investigate the land and see everything that was there. Excuse me. 40 days. Each day for a year you shall bear your iniquities, 40 years, and shall know my breach of promise. And then they get smacked with the plague. Except for Joshua and Caleb.
Imagine being that 19-year-old.
I know.
They walk this straight line.
Whew, I'm glad my birthday's tomorrow. Yeah. So then, right immediately after this, he's like, you're not going to follow me, then I'm not going to give you protection. And they're like, hey, let's go fight these people. And Moses is like, nope, you don't have God's blessing on this one. They're like, that's okay, we can take on anybody. And it didn't turn out so well. He even tells them, you're going to fall by the sword because you are turned away from the Lord. Sword, Lord. You're going to fall by the sword because you turned from the Lord. Moses was a poet and didn't know it. And it probably doesn't rhyme in Hebrew, though. So, or Egyptian, whatever they were speaking. Yep. So, what do you guys make of that?
Don't murmur.
Don't murmur, man.
Maybe, it doesn't, and I'm speculating, but it doesn't have any mention of like them repenting. It was just like, let's do the next thing.
That's an interesting point. It's a very interesting point because we know later in the prophets it talks about if the wicked man turns from his ways, then I will accept him. But if the righteous man turns to wickedness, then he will die in his sin. So that's real interesting you point that out, Landon, because I don't know.
Well, it's almost like being self-destructive because you've been given a death sentence, maybe. You know what I mean? Like, fine, let's go fight these dudes. I've heard interviews with a lot of people that like end up in prison and then they get more time in there. They'll start to like just ink up their face or just do very self-destructive things to get even more time. And 5 years turns into 20. There's a psychological aspect to that. I know that's an extreme example, but I'm just saying, you've been judged and then just being like, yeah, let's go fight those dudes.
Yeah. Well, it's almost like after they rejected him, they're like, oh, we're supposed to be, he's going to be on our side and do the fighting for us. Let's go beat these people up. It's almost like I don't know, like a test or something. Interesting. Very interesting. All right. Anything else for 13 and 14? Is that a naked?
I got nothing.
Yeah. All right. What about anything else in general?
Oh,
Warn the people that are about to drop their carcass. God wants to provide for you. Your heavenly Father wants to provide for you. You're worth more than a sparrow. Accept what he wants to give you. And I believe a lot of that is God doesn't give the providence like we picture it's supposed to be given. So we reject it. If that makes sense. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Right? Like we have visions of, oh, well, if we're going to be prosperous, then I'm going to be making 200 grand a year and I'm going to be driving this kind of car.
Yeah. I made a joke in church. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. And then when it comes in the form of like, you know, a big bountiful fruit tree that just started growing in your yard that, you know, when it comes in vision of that, you're like, what? I didn't want a tree in my yard. I'm chopping it down. What? I think you're missing out, man.
Yeah. I made a joke in church the other day. I forget exactly what we were talking about. And I was like, look, if the Lord wants me to get a boat at 30% interest, I mean, that's
Plain.
right.
Yep. Yeah. I had a friend recently, their air conditioning went out and their credit sucks. And they were like, dude, can you co-sign a loan for me? I need to get this AC. It's a 28% interest. And I'm like, I don't have any credit. I'm out of their system. They can't even do a check on me. In that, but they got it resolved without having to do the almost 30% interest. So that's a blessing. Be grateful.
It's got to be rough in Arizona.
You know what? I grew up without air conditioning. But we did have a swamp cooler. They work great until monsoon season. And then in monsoon season, it's a humidity pump. Yeah, they're fun stuff. I guess I can fix that too. Yeah. All right. All right. Anybody got any questions in chat? 20 years old is standing out to you. How come, Lynn? 20 years old is standing out to me lately. It's interesting that the Babylonian system, they don't want people to have, excuse me, that they don't want people to acknowledge that 20 years old as an adult scripturally. It's either you're a partial adult at 18 or a complete adult at 21.
Can't rent a car.
Yeah.
But you can rent a U-Haul, so you can get around.
Yep. So, anyways, not seeing anybody. Yeah, give me AC. No kidding. Especially in Phoenix. Especially in Death Valley. All right. Well, thanks for coming, Matt. Thanks for coming, Landon. Thanks for coming, everybody. Sorry it took so long to get started this morning. Don't know what's up with the StreamYard. All of a sudden, everybody wants to stream at the exact same time. I don't think so.
The Wi-Fi on the moon's not that great.
Yeah. What do you mean, dude? Don't you got the same stuff as NASA?
Apparently, StreamYard thinks this ear is huge because
This ear?
this one, you see how it,
Oh, yeah. I do see that. Those ears! Huh. Look at those ears. All right, everybody, thank you much. If you're sick, get rest. If you're not sick, get dressed. It's that day. Love you all. Like, share, subscribe, ring the bell thingy. Get out of the system. Go take the free classes there. Love you all. Bye. Maybe.